One, two, three, three, two, one. Welcome back from spending time with me. I'm so excited to be able to spend time with you guys today. No, I'm not perfect. This just is what it is. Um, as you see, the ladder, everything's behind me. I just wanted to come on real quick and get this recorded. I recorded it back in May. It looked like May 5th, so 2 months ago. May, June, July, August, 3 months ago. I don't know how to count. But I did this back in May, and apparently it didn't post. And I, like I said, have been trying to my hair. Excuse me, been trying to find a balance between work and home life. Work is work, excuse me. I work for Aspire, and it's been a little bit difficult trying to find a balance. I went from working three 12-hour shifts to working five 4-hour shifts, and now I'm back as of this week. Actually, yesterday was my first day, and tomorrow will be my next day. Working two 12-hour shifts. So now hopefully I found the balance where I'm not stressed out. I'm not exhausted. I'm not sleeping till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I did sleep till 11 today, but um, I didn't sleep the night before last. Noah, he would be here with me, but he is at Bible vacation this week. Not vacation Bible study. It is called Mission Meadows. Um, Royal Family Kids Camp is where my baby is this week. So I am missing him. Cameron, of course, is too good to be with us. He's in the next room. He can hear me. But like I said, just still building the house, going through the grieving process still. And I have two doggies now. I don't know if we showed them to you last time. If not, well, when I record again and I get to go outside. If you guys want to see my dogs, if you want to see the progress on the house, I'm not sure when was the last time I gave you guys any information as far as what has been done, what needs to get done, what needs to be redone, and if you guys really even care. Sorry, my feet keep hitting this stand that it's on. um, not a professional recorder. I just want to spend some time with you guys, spend some time with Jesus because we're two or more gathered, whether it's here, now, wherever. Um, just wanted to be able to go through, obviously, the Bible app with you guys. So we are on Leviticus. I think it was, let me see. I think we're on 17 and 18 because I believe I posted it. And Um, give me 2 seconds. Can I pause it? Give me 2 seconds. I should have did this before, but bear with me one moment. I will be right back with you. Yeah, so the last one posted was 15, 16. So now we are on 17 and 18. Um, so I'm gonna let our Bible friend read it because 17, it looks like it's very short. It is only 16 verses. And then there's one, two, three, four little notes, and I'll go over those once we are done. So for now, let's turn it up and turn it over. Look at my phone case. Isn't it so beautiful? And turn it up and turn it over to our Bible friend and let them read chapter 17, and then I'll come back for chapter 18. Um, maybe, well, actually, sorry, say that again. Been a while, guys. Bear with me. Um, so we're going to read chapter 17. I'm going to go over the little notes and then we'll go on to 18. There we go. Said that right. All right. So let's turn it up and turn it over. We're going to turn off the screen just like always, even though it's not always, like I said, trial and error. We're trying to learn, but I do like that better because you're not staring at me. You're not staring at the phone. You can hear and focus on the Bible and God's word. So I've been seeing this a lot about just reading through the Bible and not trying to understand it. And as you read, God will reveal reveal it over to you. So there's that. All right. So shut this off. Bear with me 1 minute. And we are back. You can still hear us. We're just going to turn it up and turn it over to our Bible friend. I believe we have, who do we have? Who do we have talking for us? We have the NLT version, and we have Voice, New Living Translation, Dramatize. Courage for Life is the Voice. And we are going to read Prohibitions Against Eating Blood is chapter 17. So hand it on over to our friend.
Chapter 17.
Read it. Thank you, guys.
Then the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to Aaron and his sons and all the people of Israel. This is what the Lord has commanded. If any native Israelite sacrifices a bull or a lamb or a goat anywhere inside or outside the camp, instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle to present it as an offering to the Lord, that person will be as guilty as a murderer. Such a person has shed blood and will be cut off from the community. The purpose of this rule is to stop the Israelites from sacrificing animals in the open fields. It will ensure that they bring their sacrifices to the priest at the entrance of the tabernacle, so he can present them to the Lord as peace offerings. Then the priest will be able to splatter the blood against the Lord's altar at the entrance of the tabernacle, and he will burn the fat as a pleasing aroma to the Lord. The people must no longer be unfaithful to the Lord by offering sacrifices to the goat idols. This is a permanent law for them, to be observed from generation to generation. Give them this command as well. If any native Israelite or foreigner living among you offers a burnt offering or a sacrifice, but does not bring it to the entrance of the tabernacle to offer it to the Lord, that person will be cut off from the community. And if any native Israelite or foreigner living among you eats or drinks blood in any form, I will turn against that person and cut him off from the community of your people, for the life of the body is in its blood. I have given you the blood on the altar to purify you, making you right with the Lord. It is the blood given in exchange for a life that makes purification possible. That is why I have said to the people of Israel, you must never eat or drink blood, neither you nor the foreigners living among you. And if any native Israelite or foreigner living among you goes hunting and kills an animal or bird that is approved for eating, he must drain its blood and cover it with earth. The life of every creature is in its blood. That is why I have said to the people of Israel, you must never eat or drink blood, for the life of any creature is in its blood. So whoever consumes blood will be cut off from the community. And if any native-born Israelites or foreigners eat the meat of an animal that died naturally or was torn up by wild animals, they must wash their clothes and bathe themselves in water. They will remain ceremonially unclean until evening, but then they will be clean. But if they do not wash their clothes and bathe themselves, they will be punished for their sin.
That was a bit intense, right? We'll go back. So before we get into going over it, we will read the little note. So it says Leviticus 17:3, if any native Israelite sacrifices a bull or a cow or a lamb or a goat or any hold on, or a goat anywhere inside or outside the camp. Oops. So the 17:4, instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle, Hebrew, the tent of meeting, of course, as we know. Also in 5, 6, and 9. will be guilty of murder, and then Hebrew will be guilty of blood, which is 4B. So the tense of meeting and will be guilty of blood, such as person has shed blood and will be cut off from the community. And then 7 says, or goat demon. So the people must no longer be unfaithful to the Lord by offering sacrifices to the goat idol or goat demons. Bella? Doggy barking, you hear her? That's my little Australian shepherd, whatever you want to call her. So no goat idols or goat demons. And then this one is 11, to make atonement for you. Hold on one second. Sorry about that, but now I figured out why the dogs were barking. Neighbor kids came over, so just had to tell them be quiet for a moment. So now we are following instructions to Aaron and his sons. So this is the rules against eating blood. I don't think we have to worry about this, although eating blood nowadays, I think, is that's how my brother and my sister eat their steak. It's really, really gross, actually, but a lot of people like it. With the lifeblood still in it, pouring all over the plate as you cut your meat. It is disgusting. But some people like it like that. But thank God for Jesus, because I think all these rules that we're going over and all this other stuff is why Jesus came in the first place, because there's so many rules and it's very hard to follow. But apparently back in the day, right, they used to kill animals. Um, was if anyone native, Israelite, or foreigner living among you goes hunting and kills an animal or a bird that is approved for eating, he must drain its blood and cover it with the earth. So I think that goes back all the way to the brothers, what is it, Cain and Abel? He killed them, and the blood. I hear your brother's blood calling from the earth. I think that's where that comes from. Um, the life of every creature is in its blood. This is why I have said to the people of Israel, you must never eat or drink the blood from the life of any creature. Um, and whoever eats it will be cut off from the community. And I don't think it's the community as far as whatever it is that they're building. I think it's Jesus' community, right? Um, any native wild animal, they must wash their clothes. I wanted to go back to the murder thing. Was living among you. Right here. Um, instead of bringing it, if you sacrifice an animal and instead of bringing it to the entrance of the tabernacle to present it as a offering to the Lord, this person is guilty of murder. It has shed blood and should be off from the community. It's to stop the Israelites from sacrificing animals in the open fields. And will ensure that they bring their sacrifices to the priest at the entrance of the tabernacle. Splatter the blood against the Lord's altar at the entrance of the tabernacle or tent of meeting. The people must no longer be unfaithful to the Lord by offering sacrifices to the goat idols. So it looks like that's what they were doing, and why they were shedding the blood and killing animals in the open field is it wasn't so much as eating, it was um sacrificing it to idols that don't need to be sacrificed. If you're not saying thank you God for this food, thank you God for this kill that is about to provide a meal for me and my family, um it looks like they were doing the opposite. Again, I could be wrong. We're not supposed to decipher it. We're just supposed to read through it, right? So now we are on chapter 18. That was the end of chapter 17 already. Chapter 18, it is a little longer. It's 30 verses. And this is against forbidden sexual practices. And I think this one is very, very important for today's age as far as what is going on in the world and this whole rainbow thing. Because as we learned back in Genesis, the rainbow had nothing to do with love. Um, I don't know how to say it, but it wasn't what they're making it to be. It is love, obviously. It was God's love for us. Um, after he killed the earth, and it was his promise to us. It had nothing to do with what they're making it to be now. Um, I don't know what all that was. But again, I think this is just very, very important in today's age when they talk about minding your business, and what people do in their personal lives is their personal business. And that is true. That is true to an extent. I think it's our job to not judge, but to educate, to let them know that it is wrong what they're doing. Um, that we need to live like Jesus did, and it doesn't mean to accept what others are doing, as Jesus flipped over the tables because they were gambling in a church. And nowadays, isn't that what they do? Like, I didn't even think of anything of it because they're always playing bingo. Like I said, my mother used to go to bingo 7 days a week, and where was the bingos? Every single day of the week, there was bingos in a church, and most of the time it's a Catholic church. So the fact that Jesus flipped over tables because they were gambling in the house of the Lord, and now it's a regular thing to gamble in a church. um, excuse me. It just says how the times have changed. And again, I think with this, so I don't think the times have changed. They've just gotten distorted, I guess is the word. I'm not exactly sure. As we have read before, history repeats itself over and over and over and over again. Gambling in the house of the Lord has been for many years. It just looks different now than it did then. Same thing with what we're about to read. It looks different then than it does now. And people are more accepting of people's needs and feelings, than anything. And it's good. But I was saying that today as with my counselor. I just literally had an appointment with her. But as far as feelings go, I learned many years ago. I don't know about many years ago, but at least, yeah, many years ago, that the our feelings are fluid in our body. They fluctuate up and down based off our environment, based off different things. As he said, the blood of anything living in it is the life of it, right? So as our blood flows through our bodies, so does our feelings, so does our thoughts, that's why you lose train of thought sometimes, right? Because I was saying that earlier, I was having a conversation and I completely forgot what I was saying. It fluctuates, it changes. the rules of God have never changed. It never changed. So we can't base our life off of our feelings, off of our likes and dislikes. We can base off who we are and what we want in life based off our feelings, dislikes, whatever, all our life experiences. But as far as people around us, um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm trying to say it right, but um we don't judge, we educate is what I'm basically trying to say. Like this whole thing is to educate you. um I'm not reading it, I'm not saying it, it's on the Bible, and we all know that the Bible is God's word. It's God breath, even though there's different versions of it. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do. Man did write it, but that was what I mentioned before about it. So man wrote this. Man writes the news, writes the newspapers, etc., etc. People say they don't want to believe in the Bible because man wrote it, but they believe in the news or newspaper or whatever, right? Why not trust the book of life, right? That's where I think it's, if your name's written in the book of life, that's God's book of life. This is our book of life. This is the basic instructions before leaving Earth, right? Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Bible. Bible. Yes, that's the book for me. So, this chapter, I think, thus far, is one of the important ones. Not one of the most important, but yes, definitely one of the top important ones. Um, because this is where we are in this world, and the way that we're raising our children, the way the schools are raising our children, the way the world is these days is, it's saddening, it's heartbreaking, it's not okay. So this one, though I don't want you to decipher it, I do want you to pay close attention if at all possible, please. Thank you, because this is, like I said, it's forbidden sexual practices. And again, very, very important in today's day and age. So, without further ado, again, we're gonna have our read our, who is she? Female Living Translation. Come on. Courage for Life Female. Um Translation. It's just doing a little thing. Okay, so Courage for Life Female Dramatized is going to read our chapter 18. So again, bye. I'll see you back here. It doesn't look like there's any. Oh, there's just one note, and we'll get to that when we're going over the chapter. All right, 1 minute. Camera is off, and now we are going to read chapter 18.
Chapter 18. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Give the following instructions to the people of Israel. I am the Lord your God, so do not act like the people in Egypt, where you used to live, or like the people of Canaan, where I am taking you. You must not imitate their way of life. You must obey all my regulations and be careful to obey my decrees, for I am the Lord your God. If you obey my decrees and my regulations, you will find life through them. I am the Lord. You must never have sexual relations with a close relative, for I am the Lord. Do not violate your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your
That's
mother.
nasty.
You must not have sexual relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with any of your father's wives, for this would violate your father. Do not have sexual relations with your sister or half-sister, whether she is your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born into your household or someone else's. Do not have sexual relations with your granddaughter, whether she is your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter, for this would violate yourself. Do not have sexual relations with your stepsister, the daughter of any of your father's wives, for she is your sister. Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister, for she is your father's close relative. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister, for she is your mother's close relative. Do not violate your uncle, your father's brother, by having sexual relations with his wife, for she is your aunt. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife, so you must not have sexual relations with her. Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife, for this would violate your brother. Do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter, and do not take her granddaughter, whether her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter, and have sexual relations with her. They are close relatives, and this would be a wicked act. While your wife is living, do not marry her sister and have sexual relations with her, for they would be rivals. Do not have sexual relations with a woman during her period of menstrual impurity. Do not defile yourself by having sexual intercourse with your neighbor's wife. Do not permit any of your children to be offered as a sacrifice to Moloch, for you must not bring shame on the name of your God. I am the Lord. Do not practice homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman. It is a detestable sin. A man must not defile himself by having sex with an animal, and a woman must not offer herself to a male animal to have intercourse with it. This is a perverse act. Do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, for the people I am driving out before you have defiled themselves in all these ways. Because the entire land has become defiled, I am punishing the people who live there. I will cause the land to vomit them out. You must obey all my decrees and regulations. You must not commit any of these detestable sins. This applies both to native-born Israelites and to the foreigners living among you. All these detestable activities are practiced by the people of the land where I am taking you, and this is how the land has become defiled. So do not defile the land and give it a reason to vomit you out, as it will vomit out the people who live there now. Whoever commits any of these detestable sins will be cut off from the community of Israel. So obey my instructions, and do not defile yourselves by committing any of these detestable practices that were committed by the people who lived in the land before you. I am the Lord your God.
So this is a bit disgusting, right? Like disgusting. And the fact that it was in the Bible tells us that it's been going on for, try to find somewhere to put it. It's been going on forever. It is disgusting. Like disgusting. I get people have needs, they have wants, they have desires, but disgusting. 1 minute, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna do something. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. So I have two of my Bibles open, because this is the one that we've been reading in our YouVersion Bible app. Is this version, the NLT version? And as always, we read the footnotes as far as the chapters go. So, chapter 17, the prohibitions against eating blood, is the importance of blood. It says, for Israel, blood represents life. The life of the body is in the blood. God said before adding, I have given you the blood on the altar to purify you, making you right with the Lord. It is the blood given in exchange for a life that makes purification possible. Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11. For the life of the body is in the blood. I have given you the blood on the altar to purify you, making you right with the Lord. It is the blood given in exchange for a life that makes purification possible. And that was Jesus who died for us, his blood for our blood, right? And yet, all the blood of all those Old Testament sacrifices could never really deal with our sin. For it's not possible for the blood of the bulls, goats to take away sin. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 4. Rather, these sacrifices were serving as a pointer to Christ, the perfect sacrifice who would come and shed his blood as the price of all sin. In the meantime, Israel was to treat blood as holy, ensuring that it was drained from animals before eating them. In Leviticus chapters 17, 10, and 12, or 10 through 12. And if excuse me, sorry. And if any native Israelite or foreigner living among you eats or drinks the blood in any form, I will turn against that person and cut them off from the community of your people. For the life of the body is in the blood. I have given you the blood on the altar to purify you, making you right with the Lord. It is the blood given in exchange for life that makes purification possible. This is why I have said to the people of Israel, you must never eat or drink the blood, neither you nor the foreigners living among you. And then it says, excuse me, um, the Old Testament sacrifices and offering in page 118, and we had read that 118 is the first chapter. The first chapter of Leviticus, and we went over this chart. Can't really see it, but there's a whole chart here. So that was the footnote for 17. For 18, oh, I don't know what that was, but for 18, I have my big Bible. I was really sad because my mom used to have one of these, but it was a white one, and it was, I don't know how old it was. Um, but she had it for when we were in foster care and we lost it. So that just makes me sad. I did want a Bible that I can put notes in and pass along to my children. So I went on, I think it was like bibles.com or christianbooks.com or something. I think it was christianbooks.com, and bought my own family Bible. So I do want to read chapter 18 in the King James Version. This is the King James Version. So 17, it says, offering the blood of the slain beast at the door of the tabernacle. And then chapter 18 is unlawful marriages and unlawful lust. So, as creation of God, we all have the needs or wants or desires to be loved, to be respected, to be whatever. And babies are born with a man and a woman together, a man inseminating a woman. In any life form, I think, for the most part, except for even with seahorses. But I think the seahorses, the male does carry the babies for a while. But anyways, for everybody else, um, humans specifically is what we're talking about, because animals are animals, and humans are humans. Animals aren't giving. That's why we're above animals, I think. um because they're not given the free will, even though they are, but they don't understand what it is. They don't know. And animal instincts, this little part right here, animal instincts are animal instincts. We also have animal instincts. But I do want to read over this because that way we can compare, right? Because I've said that before, to compare the version that we're reading with whatever version you want to read, or even to the King James version or whatever. But Bible to Bible, right? So because this is, like I said, a very, very important chapter, I think reading it twice and reading it from the King James version, which is the original, versus, or it was not the original, it is the original translated in English, right? So the original, we know, were Latin and Hebrew, and I can never think of the third one, but Hebrew, Latin, and whatever the third one is. Those are the original versions, and then King James was the original English version. So, unlawful marriage is an unlawful lust. And the Lord spoke to Moses, spake to Moses, unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After doing, excuse me, is why I don't like to read it, but it is important. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelleth, excuse me, shall you not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, where I bring you, shall you not do, neither shall you walk in the ordinance. So this has all been done in the land of Canaan, right? All this stuff that it said, your father, your mother, whatever, what we're about to get into. Um, and he doesn't want them to follow the land of the Canaanites, right? So ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinance to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. I do want to highlight. Ye shall therefore keep my statuses and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them, and I am the Lord. Ye shall therefore keep my statuses and my judgment, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. So it keeps saying it over and over and over. To uncover their nakedness. So don't sleep with your family member, right? Who is near of kin. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, which is like gross. Who wants to sleep with their father and their mother? But it is in the Bible, right? The two ladies that the father and the two daughters ran away, and they ended up becoming pregnant with the father's daughter. I mean, oh my gosh, with the father's thing, which I didn't understand that. Like, I still don't understand that, because wouldn't the dad be like, how did you two end up pregnant? Like, I'm the only man here. Where did the baby come from? Right? I don't know the like full details, but I think, like that. So why didn't he question that? But anyways, so sleep with the father or the mother, shall they not uncover? She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. So you can't, you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to sleep with your mother and father? Like, no matter how bad your needs are, like, that's the reason you're alive is because of them. Why would you? The nakedness of thy father, wife, right? So sleeping with your father's wife? That's not your mother, regardless if it's your mother or not, but sleeping with your father's wife or your mother's husband, like, I hear that a lot. Like, I see that a lot. Yes, it's my contractor pencil, but a lot about like stepdad sleeping with their stepdaughters and stepmothers sleeping with their stepsons. Like, why? For what reason? Like, for what? I don't know. Nakedness of thy father's wife shall thou not uncover, and is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she is born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. Like, why? That's sleeping with your sister, your brother, your mother, father. For what purpose? The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or of thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Stepfather, stepbrother, stepsister, whatever. Just because you don't have the same father or mother, right? If you don't have the father or mother, then okay. But if you have the same mother, different fathers, same father, different mothers, that's still your sister. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister, your aunt, right? She is thy father's near kinswoman. That's your aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, your aunt, again, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother, your uncle. Like, why? Thou shalt not approach to his wife, and she is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law, your son's wife. Why? She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. The dog got loose. Hold on one moment. Well, that was a bit interesting. Thank God that she's a good girl. They're good girls. They love to be in the yard. And they didn't run away. So she just wanted to play in the yard. That was awesome. Now I don't know where I was though. And I need a shower. I smell like dirty, wet, dirty dog. But I think, ew, hold on. Uh, I want to touch the Bible with my dirty hands. 1 second. Sorry about that. All right, much better. So I think we were on verse 14. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. Like, why? Your aunts, your uncles, your mothers, your fathers. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. Oh, okay, so this is where we were. She's thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. He is thy brother's nakedness. It is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shall they take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. Neither shall they take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. Neither shall they take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart from her uncleanness. So we know that that was her period. Put apart for her uncleanness. Moreover, thou shalt not lie cardinally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of the seed pass through the fire to Melech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord your God. Let me see. That is 20. Do not defile yourself or have sexual intercourse with your neighbor's wife, which we know. Do not permit any of your children to be offered as a sacrifice. So I think that one is the abortion. I'm pretty positive that that is the abortion because any of thy seed passed through the fire to Melech. So we know the seed is your children. And neither shall thou profane the name of thy God. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as a womankind. It is an abomination. Neither shall thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therefore. Neither shall any woman stand before the beast to lie down. Therefore it is a hold on. Neither shall thou lie with any beast, and they call it beast or animal, right? to defile thyself therewithin. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Can you imagine? Like, I've seen it, I've heard it, I've never like seen it in person, but I've heard about it, and it's why? For what reason? What would turn you on about an animal? Like, how is that? What? I'm confused. Like, what? I don't, most of these I don't understand. Like, why would you even be remotely attracted to that? What would, like, make you want to try to do that? I don't know. Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all the nations defile which I cast out before you. Do defile not ye yourself in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. So I think so right here, do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, for the people I am driving out before you have defiled themselves in all these ways. Oh, because the entire land has become defiled, I am punishing the people who live there. I will cause the land to vomit them out. So the land got sick from what these people are doing, and they're gonna like not be part of the land. Remember the whole like just said it in chapter 17, the blood spills out, cover it with the dirt. This isn't the case. This is like we're not gonna do that. Um and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity therefore upon it, and the land itself vomit out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statuses and my judgment, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the man of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. Like I said, it's been forever. And everything listed, we know today that there's somebody who has done something, right? There's defiled themselves or others in these ways, right? That the land spew out, not you, hold on, that the land spew not you out also when you defile it, as to sprood out the nations that were before you. So he doesn't want the land to sprout them out. He wants it, to be purified. For whoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep mine ordinance, that ye commit not any of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God. So again, I think this is very important, right? We only had one note, and it looks like do not have sexual relations with both a woman or her daughter, and do not marry her granddaughter, whether it's her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter, and have sexual relations with her. They are close relatives, and this would be a wicked act. That is the only note in this whole thing. And we just read the King James Version, and we know in every version the things that, do not lie with mankind, do not want lie with womankind, this abomination, do not have an abortion for no reason, Don't have sex on your period, but you know, it is what it is. But like that one I think is the least of your problem based off all of this. Um Lying with an animal, lying with your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your uncles, aunts, cousins, like granddaughters. What? Who? Why? For what reason? I don't know. I don't know. Like I know. And then we have a reputation for various laws in the King James version. In the um NLT version, it is the holiness and personal conduct is our next chapter, and it looks like it's a little bit long. So we'll do 19 and 20 is punishment of disobedience is 20, and 19 is holiness and personal conduct. So it's going to tell us, right, a reputation of various laws and punishment for sacrificing children to Moloch. So what was the other one? Oh, punishment for disobedience. And then so we have punishment for sacrificing children and punishment for adultery. Oh, and oh, obedience is required with holiness. I have flies in my house and it's like keep flying, dropping on me, so sorry. Um so not exactly sure what was this 21, 16. So I think this also falls under the um where Jesus comes into. I was just flipping through pages really quick to see what we had going on next, and then I came over this, and I think, like I said, the whole New Testament, Old Testament is our past, the New Testament is our new. The Old Testament is what we did before Jesus, and then Jesus came down in Matthew. Um, is it in Matthew? Where is Daniel? Hosea. Mm, Malachi. The coming messenger. Just reading through really quick so we can see it. And I know it's like, why are you reading? Um, yeah, right here, the New Testament of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So it gives the genealogy from, okay, yep. So Matthew is when Jesus comes in. Um, Malachi, the last three verses of Malachi says, "Remember what God has done." But my whole point of going ahead was to see what we had next. And I came across priests with imperfections are not allowed to minister. Um, and then on this one, it doesn't say it. It just says instructions for the priests at the beginning. Um, But it says, then the Lord said to Moses, give the following instructions to Aaron in all future generations. None of your descendants who has any defect will qualify to offer food to his God. No one who has a defect quality, whether he is blind, lame, or disfigured or deformed, or has any broken foot or arm, or is hunchback or dwarfed, or has a defective eye, or skin sores or scabs, or damaged testicles, or descendants of Aaron who has defect may approach the altar to present special gifts to the Lord. Since he has a defect, he may not approach the altar to offer food to his God. However, he may eat from the food offering to God, including the holy offerings and the most holy offerings. Yet, because of his physical defect, he may not enter the room behind the inner curtain or approach the altar, for this would defile my holy place. I am the Lord who makes them holy. So Moses gave the instructions to Aaron and his sons and to all the Israelites. So, again, I think that's why Jesus came, was because people who are um, the priests in their uncleanliness must abstain from the holy things. So, I don't know. I just don't feel right about that. Just because God is holiness, and whether we have a defect or not, God made us who we are. Um, and, can't really change that. So I think the fact that that's not till chapter 21 anyway, so we're going a little too far ahead of ourselves, but regardless, I didn't like that. That's the whole reason I wanted to add that. Because as we're talking about um the rules of God and what God wants from us, I think most important nowadays, and we'll probably get into that in a later, way later chapters, is has nothing to do with our defects, because every single person in this planet is defected in one way or another, whether our brain, whether our feelings, whether inside, outside, visible, not visible. Um, and God is the only one that can change us. God is the only one that can judge us for it. But I think, like I said, the most important thing is to be able to preach God, to be able to be godlike, and to be able to speak our version of who God is for us, what God has done in each and every one of our lives, whether we have a defect or not. Um, just learning that, right? Just knowing that God is with us in every shape, form, any other thing in our lives. Um, I've always said that. So for the Bible to say that, contradict what I said. No, but seriously, I think we are all preachers in our own way. We are all to tell our story as far as what God has done in our lives for us. Right? You see that fly? You keep seeing him circle my head. That's one thing I don't like about summer. God, I love you and I love your seasons, but flies. For what purpose? For what purpose? I seen this thing. Moses brought flies and bed bugs and weird creature bugs for why? Why did you do that, Noah? I don't know. God told me to. But yeah. So thank you for spending the last hour with me. It was so exciting. I finally got to get it done. Hopefully it loads this time. I'm looking forward to our next chapters and see where the Bible's journey leads us. Again, if you want to know about my house, where I'm been and what's going on, let me know. I love you guys. And again, thank you for spending time with us. I'm sorry that my work life balance has been a little struggle for me. Um, but hopefully with this new schedule and a lot more time off, um, we'll be able to get things done. So I love you guys and thank you for spending time with me. Mwah. God loves you, and we'll see you back here for our next Leviticus reading. Thank you.